Hello, thanks for watching the last few videos where we've talked about your goals, coaching, and of course last time the importance of making lifts. What I want to discuss in this video is attempt selection strategy. The two most important things that matter on game day are attempt selection and your execution. Why do they matter so much? Well, they're within our control, and those are the things that we intentionally choose to focus on. The things that are outside of our circle of control, quite frankly, are trivial. It is your job as a lifter to make lifts, to execute. We can't go out on the platform and do that for you. It is our collective job. That means you, the head coaches, as well as your personal coach, to install a game plan that is based upon your current training data, your previous competition personal bests and or your last performance, as well as your goals. And by installing that game plan, we want to maximize your strengths and mitigate your weaknesses. So on game day, it'll be your job to provide us with real-time feedback immediately after each lift to let us know how it felt. And obviously bringing your personal coach, if you're bringing one, they'll be right there by our side and be able to add some flavor into the conversation as well. And between the three of us, all three of us are going to arrive at the right number, and we're going to be able to get the right number on the bar. Generally speaking, in powerlifting competitions, as many of you are quite aware, you want to open comfortably. You don't want your opener to be hard. Nobody at this competition, in all likelihood, is winning with their opening attempt. So you want your opener to be something, generally speaking, probably about 90 to 92% of your 1 rep max or your competition PB, with probably an average of about 91%. Then, after the opener moves well, we want to make a sensible jump to roughly somewhere between 95 and 97%, probably with an average of about 96. Look, this is a high probability attempt. It's one that you're very likely to make. Think of it as a stepping stone or as a bridge to your third attempt. It helps to build into your third. It's heavy enough that it adds kilos to your total, but it's light enough that it doesn't use up all the gas in your tank. Look, you're not likely to win the competition with your second attempt, so we want to make sure that we increase the probability of making your third. So the key after your second lift is to take what's left. It's all about making lifts, adding kilos. Think of kilos as points, and the more kilos you lift, the more points you score, not only for yourself, but to potentially the team. And that's what helps you build your biggest total possible. In early May, I am going to be starting what we call our AMS, and that's the Athlete Monitoring System, so that the coaching staff can keep tabs on you and so that you can communicate to the staff. And that's where each week I'll be sending out a Google form that allows you to upload videos of your heaviest sets in each discipline, rating your RPE, and so forth. The good news is this is only going to take you about 5 minutes of your time, and the more info that you're willing to share, the more precise we can all be when we install your game plan, which is going to make us more surgical on game day. Then, in early to mid-June, I'm going to be sending out to each of you, to you as well as your personal coach, the person that writes your programming, a game day strategy card where you're going to be invited to enter your proposed warm-ups and attempt selections. And then we're going to collaborate, all of us, on that game planning strategy call, and together we're going to work to formulate the game plan that I spoke of that highlights your strengths, mitigates your weaknesses, maximizes the probability of you achieving all of your goals and building your biggest total possible. Generally speaking, I think it's important to understand that there is a time to be aggressive, and we're not intentionally going to hold you back. But when together we're not certain of the next attempt, it's always better to err on the side of maybe taking 2.5 less, making the attempt, building your total, than to aim for a much bigger number, miss it, and then we're stuck with what we had left on our second attempt. And furthermore, a missed attempt is going to gas you and take up more energy than a successful one. We're also going to be very mindful of literally every potential scenario that we can uncover on game day. We're going to talk about that on our strategy calls. We're going to utilize every single strategic ace card that we can to our benefit, whether it be you being the strongest lifter in the room, whether you being the strongest deadlifter, we're talking about body weight advantage, lot number, or even chips when we have the opportunity to break a world record. We are going to leverage all of those opportunities to our advantage on game day. And then look, when it comes down to the deadlift and you might be jockeying for position, then that's a totally different conversation. That's a different decision than being conservative. We're likely to let the rope out a little bit more, let you go for placing, let you go for the win, because that's what we're all there for, as long as it's within reason. But again, we're going to hash all that out on our game strategy calls so that we have a play called, so that when the adrenaline is pumping and you're emotional, that we can provide objective, real-time feedback devoid of any emotional attachment. All this is a really long way of saying that the coaching staff is not going to leave any stone unturned. We're going to do every single thing in our power to maximize your total on game day. So thank you so much for listening. And next week, I'm going to take a deeper dive into the nominations. So until then, stay strong and stay healthy.